Well, hello, friends. This is your old friend Bob Ross here. Sean's traveling this week, and our friend Walter couldn't make it. So I'm filling in for them tonight. I hope that everyone's ready for some happy fun. We're going to be playing with some cats, some cool cats. I know there's a lot of cool cats in the chat. So let's say hello. Hello to Penny, and hello to T, and to Brandon, and hello, Shalana. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Kate. Hello, Regina. Well, hello, Brenda. Hello, Melissa. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be here with you tonight. We have some happy creating to do. So I hope you're all ready, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I even have my paintbrushes ready. I'm ready to go. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and take a look at this wonderful bundle of Brutus Monroe products that Walter and Sean left behind to use tonight. I'm going to press a button here and come on down to the old desk, and let's go over what we have in store. So tonight, I am going to be using this stamp set called Meowy Christmas. It's a cat themed night, and I don't want to forget to mention that, hello, Pam, welcome. I don't want to forget to mention that that Sean has left a video on his channel that will debut at 9:00 p.m. tonight, right after the this show ends. He'll be using a different stamp that tonight. Yule Christmas and the Merry Catmas stamp sets, along with the digital cut files. I'm also going to be using the Starlit Pines stencil as part of the overall theme tonight. And for that bundle, it's $34.96 for both stamp sets, both cut files, and that really pretty tree stencil. I'm also tonight going to be using the Sugar Plum Pines paper collection, which is currently out of stock. But I'm going to use it, but you could substitute any Christmas paper with it. So before jumping in, that we have some new people that popped on. I would like to say hello to Miss Brianna and to Kelly, who's watching us for the first time tonight, and to our friend Sandy. And I'm just going to come up to the main camera for a minute because I'm not sure that everybody knows that me, Mr. Bob Ross, is your guest tonight. I'm looking forward to but for some reason it's not letting me. There we go. Okay, so the card that I created for you tonight is this one right here. And it's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of glitter and lots of cats, which makes it even more fun. Lots of cool little cats who are happy and having a great time hanging out together. So let's go ahead and get started in on this project. I did a little bit of work in advance just because I wasn't quite sure how long it may take me. So I did some stamping already. And this is a panel that I had cut to 4 inches by 5.25 inches so that it's going to be nicely centered right there on my A2 card base. And what I'm going to do is I'll color in these cats and then I'm going to fussy cut them out. Then I'm going to do some coloring and some stenciling on this particular panel. Thank you, Sandy. Hello, Cordelia. And yes, Jim, I think you'll be happy to see that I do have some happy little trees here tonight that I'm sharing with you. Really, my point in showing you this is that we have a panel, and then we have this here that I'm fussy cutting so that it will turn out to be the size of that, the height of that 4.25 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And then I have some panels in the back that I also pre-cut. They're triangles that I cut on a diagonal that we're going to put on some double-sided foam tape, and that's going to be the background on the card base. And that's where I'm going to start this project. So for those of you who came in late and you might be wondering a bit why me, Bob Ross, is here tonight, well, I'm going to tell you. Sean is traveling this week, and Walter decided to take a break. And so he called his good friend Bob and went ahead and said, Bob, could you fill in? And I said I'd be happy to. I'm not fond of this new name thing. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Cordelia. What is the new name? I'm going to start here by getting this. Thank you for sharing that, Penny. That is where you will find Sean's video debuting tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central. So I'm just going to pop this up on some foam tape strips. Well, Jim, you just never know when a happy little friend might just come along and join me. There are happy trees tonight. In my design, I'll show you, Cordelia, I do have 3 happy little trees there with the cats in them. Thank you, Ellen. I sure will. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure, Cordelia, what's going on with YouTube and kind of these changes they've been making lately, like the way they rank the chatters and stuff. I think the most important thing is just that people are here and people have some fun. I'm just going to get some extra foam strips on here just to support it while I get it on the card base. Oh, is it a setting, Penny? Okay. Good to know. Oh, well, welcome, Marshmallow. That reminds me of that old Christmas song from the 60s that Dean Martin, I know Dean Martin sang it. It's A Marshmallow World in the Winter. Kind of an appropriate theme tonight as we celebrate Meowy Catmas. This is truly a fun set by Brutus Monroe. Okay, so I am going to put my first panel that I cut over here in the corner, and I am leaving a space in the middle. You don't have to, but I'm choosing to do that. Sorry, friends. There seems to be some technical difficulties happening tonight. I reloaded, and I'm hoping that I'm back and that you can see me. I'm gonna go back down to my desk cam. Quite right, T. Quite right. Definitely a happy little blue screen. Hopefully, though, everybody hears me back and. Oh, good. Thank you, Cordelia. Thanks for letting me know. Glad to know I'm back. I was really happy when Walter and Sean reached out and asked me to sub in for them tonight. It's been a while since I've been on TV, and back when I was painting, we didn't have this thing called the internet. I've heard that I can even find some videos of myself painting out there, so I think I'll be looking into that later after this is done. Oh, Miss Brenda, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Nothing like that happening in my studio. All right. So now I'm just going to align my other panel. And there we go. We have our background done. I think that's a really fun design whenever you can kind of switch it up and have some patterned paper and some glitter stock together. Just kind of a nice little variation in the background. Hi, Candy. Yes, so I have been experiencing some technical difficulties tonight. Oh, no. I am certainly not sniffing any paint, but I'll tell you, I do love to sniff the glitter glaze because that just smells delightful. I just quickly want to go ahead and say hello to Candy since she just came in. Hello, Candy. I've heard a lot about you from Sean and Walter, so it's really nice. And unfortunately, I didn't glue my beard down, and it's kind of moving along with me, but that's okay. You get the idea. Thanks so much, Ellen. Going to continue on with the card now. Okay, so now that that's done, I had already gotten some stamping done. So now I'm going to come in and get some coloring done with my markers. Now, you know that Uncle Bob loves to paint, but these are pretty detailed and they'd be a little difficult to paint, so. That is true, Sandy. The espresso glaze smells wonderful. It does smell like a fresh cup of espresso. It's great. Thank you, Candy. So now, for the great thing is, for coloring your cats, you can really go with whatever colors you like. Now, it could be fun to go ahead and color them all in like Christmas colors, but I'm going to stick to traditional because that's the kind of guy old Bob is, and color them in with some more natural looking colors. Oh yes, T. The glitter glazes have a wonderful scent to them. They are amazing. Well, this is true, Brianna. It definitely was a long distance call. Great to hear from them, though. That's for sure. Yeah. So T, the glitter glazes have a scent that is I don't know how to describe it other than it is really quite nice. I do think it's a shame that our friend Sean couldn't be here though with us tonight, because I would have loved to have seen what he would have dressed up in. No, Jim. It's actually I'm going to be using a glaze tonight, and when you oh geez, parts of my beard all over the place. It's a it's a really nice. It's kind of a sweet scent. And first of all, they're packed with so much glitter and pigment that I think they're great. Um, but they almost smell maybe a little like sweet soapy. Um, so it smells pretty darn good. Sandy, you got you got the tinsel twinkle. This is a favorite of mine. Uh, two of the new ones are the tinsel twinkle and the let's see, the tree one is great too. It's evergreen evening, and this is just. I'll show you this real quick. Look at that. It is a perfect. So T. This one's a nice green. There is like the fallen snow that is it's clear, but then it has the glitter in it, and it's kind of like the silvers and the blues for the glitter. It's really pretty. So there are some translucent ones, yes, that you just end up getting the glitter on there. So yep, that is the case. Let's see. I was hoping. Let me grab an orange. We need a tabby orange cat there. Let's see. Burnt orange. There we go. Yeah, they're fabulous, Sandy. I love them a lot. Right. I'm going to do my alcohol coloring first. Then I'm going to come in and do their hats and their antlers with some gel pens, just to make it a little fun and mix it up a bit. Now, since I didn't do my light orange cat, which is really the one I've been wanting to recreate, we're going to do that one over here on top of the gift. Pam, the cat stamps are currently available. They are on the website. And they are called Meowy Christmas and Merry Catmas. So these are available, and they're a lot of fun. And that's coming from someone who is really more of a dog person. So, they have to be good if a dog person agrees that that the cat stamps are good. Oh, thanks, Penny. Pam, Penny just put that link up for you. And almost there with our coloring. I think for these, I'm going to do a nice light gray and a darker gray. And again, you can color your cats whatever colors you'd like. It really would be fun to have done like Christmas colors. Little different. And let's see, we're going to do this one. Let's do the brown gray. Let's see, T. I don't have the Simon's paste, so I don't know. I can tell you that I've used some other brands, and I'm not saying this just because I am currently live on Brutus Monroe, but I really think that the Brutus Monroe glitter glazes are hard to beat. They're just so rich and full of glitter that the results are always beautiful. And I think I missed a few ears up here, so we'll get those colored. There we go. Okay, I'm going to switch over to some gel pens now. Yeah, they really are, Pam. They are super, super cute. Let's get my glitter gel pens out here. And we'll start with those. Yeah, I've never used the Astro pastes yet. My thing is once I find something that I like, I kind of stick with it. And so when some of those newer pastes and stuff come out, I don't necessarily try them. Oh, I just saw that I missed the tail on that cat. How did I do that? Let's get a little bit of color onto his tail. There we go. Oh, that's a good point. Sandy. Thank you. Yes, Sean did do a video on the different pastes, so that may just give you an answer. I almost exclusively stick with the Brutus Monroe pastes and glitter. Whether it be the glitter or the chromas, I love those. The only other ones that I use fairly often are the newer shimmer relief pastes from Altenew. And those are definitely different than these glitter glazes. Oh yeah, the velveteen glazes are wonderful. Yeah, I agree. Hope everyone's week is going well. Mine is definitely flying by. Oh, Sandy, yeah, the I love the sand paste. It's great. The I had used the white one, and I have to say, it does really, really well. If you're in a pinch and you're looking for something for snow, and I'm wondering if maybe that's what you used it for. I guess I will see tomorrow. I'm just coloring now in the Christmas lights that are kind of wrapped up around these two cool cats. And I'm feeling nostalgic. So I'm going back to the days of growing up when my parents would have the multicolored lights on the tree. So that's what we're going with. Well, hello, Christy. How are you? Okay, now I'm just going to finish up the hats here. And let's see. We're going to have one in a really fun blue stripe. Oh, fun, Sandy. I look forward to seeing that tomorrow. Nice. Let's see. I think over here we're going to have a red and green striped hat. Hello, Delise. How are you? Clear lights for Sandy. Okay. Well, since we have some new people that have popped in, I'm just going to pop up from my desk real quick. to say hello to Christy and to Delise. I'm your guest host for tonight, Bob Ross, here creating some happy little trees and happy little cats that are really cool cats. So welcome. Are any of you in disbelief that I actually still have this stuff on? I can't believe it. I thought I would have ripped it off by now, but it's still on. Okay. So now I just need to color in his antlers and the antlers over here. So for those, I'm going to come back to an alcohol marker and fill those in. We'll do that one dark. We'll do this one light. Oh, thanks, Delise. I know. Well, just to remember, it's not Walter, it's Mr. Bob Ross. Filling in. It is a shame that Sean is traveling, though, because I think he would have had fun with the dressing for Halloween as well. Hello, Isis. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. Okay, so now that coloring is done. I'll put these pins to the side. Before I fussy cut, I am going to, as you may recall from my card, I then, after coloring these cats, went ahead and put the stencil over and just traced the trees around and then colored them. So I'm going to start with the trees up at the top. And I'm just going to grab a detail marker and trace the trees in. Actually, I think I want one that's a little bit wider than that one. So let's go. Here it is. This is the one I used. So I'm just going to go over that one more time. There we go. Now just follow it around. And it, you may not be tracing the entire thing because the cats will be hiding part of it. And that's absolutely fine. We're really just looking to get the overall impression that the tree is there. And the star on top. So there's that one. Now I come down and line up around this one. And do the same thing. There's that one. And last but not least, we're going to do it over here with this cat. There we go. And that one's laying on a gift right in front of the tree. So with that done, all I'm going to do is I will put my stencil to the side. I am going to grab a green marker. And I want kind of a darker tree green, and I know I have one here. Let me just find it. I'm looking for a nice alpine green. There it is. Okay. So now I'm going to come in, and first I'm going to color these trees. And the great thing is that by outlining it with the stencil, it's easy enough just to come in and color in those little white areas. Now, I'm not really worried about putting any kind of shading on these. You probably noticed that about the cats as well. And the reason for that is, for me, it's, this is just a fun card. I'm not going for too much realism. And then I'm also going to be bringing in some glitter glaze. So since I'm going to be putting glitter glaze, especially over the trees and the white part of the panel, I'm not too worried about being particular about coloring. But if your coloring style is to always put in those details and shading and everything, then by all means, you can certainly do that. It also, since we're limited to an hour, helps me save a little bit of time. And our last tree. There we go. Now, for those stars, I am going to come in with a yellow glitter pen. And I really want those to shine, so we're going to color those in with the yellow glitter pen. There we go. Before I do anything with the glitter glaze, I want to get a sentiment on. On the original for tonight, I had stamped in the Meowy Christmas down in that center area between the trees. But I think for tonight, I am going to go with this one. Looks to me to be more positively merry and bright. And I'm actually going to go ahead and stamp it going right across the center at the top instead, just to change it up a bit. So let's get that stamped, and then we can put some glitter glaze on there so that that can be set to dry. Hello, Sapphire. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Nice to have some new faces with us here tonight, along with our returning friends. There we go. Okay. So I am going to put that to the side, clean up my stamp later. And now I can come in with the glitter glaze. And I'm going to use it, as I had mentioned, on both the trees, and also I went ahead and decided, heck, I'm just going to put it on the background too. So basically everything is going to end up, oh, you know what? I had actually used I forgot that I had used the Evergreen Evening on my trees. So we're going to start and do the trees first, and then we'll work around with the tinsel twinkle going on to the background of the card. And I'm just going to work that in there with a small detail brush. And you can put on as much or as little as you like. I like a good amount of sparkle, so I don't shy away from using it. And the great thing is, if you put on a coat and you think, oh, maybe I should have done more, once it's dry, go ahead and add some more on there. No reason not to. So now these really are some happy little trees. Full of sparkle. And the nice thing is, if you happen to go over onto the white, it's not going to matter because I'm going to be coming in with more glitter glaze. So that little spot will not stand out. All right, so that is the green one. Now for the tints, this is a fun one to try to say 10 times fast. Tinsel Twinkle. And this is a great one. I really, really do enjoy this. And for this, just coming down, I am using a wider brush, but it goes, you can just use the edge to come nicely around those trees. If the trees were already dry, I would have no problem even going over the trees again with this. The only thing I didn't want to do is get any on the cats. So, but you could really, even glitter the cats if you really wanted to. As our friend Bob used to say, it's your world. Make it your own. There. I'm going to let that dry a bit as I move on to fussy cutting out my cats on that first smaller piece that we colored. So if anyone joined a little bit later, and you're wondering why I'm referring to Bob Ross, for this, before Halloween episode, decided to dress up in costume, and I will come back up to the camera at some point, but I dressed up in costume and I dressed up as Mr. Bob Ross. So that's why you might hear me saying things about happy little trees and things like that. Don't want you to think that I'm completely bonkers. Guess it depends on who you ask, but thanks, Melissa. That's right. And I like to say that regardless. That is so true. When we're creating, it is our own world. And if you want to do something that, some people don't do, go ahead and do it. It's your card. It's your creative project. You have the creative license to do whatever you'd like. The nice thing about this particular piece is it's really easy to fussy cut. As you can see, it's just moving around a bit, but it's not a piece that is hard to fussy cut at all. There are digital cut files for these stamp sets, both Merry Catmas and Meowy Christmas. They're part of tonight's bundle, which again is both stamp sets, both of the digital cut files, and the Starlit Pine stencil that I used. And that is $34.96 for all of that together. So if you have the digital cut file, and I do have it, I just don't have my Cricut currently set up. And so I also don't mind fussy cutting. So it works out just fine for me. Sapphire, yes, definitely. I have been getting into character tonight. Been trying to. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning. I actually got booted off the stream, but was able to get back on pretty quickly, and it's been smooth sailing since then, which is nice. Me too, Christy. Me too. I am a fussy cutting fan. And part of the reason for that is I personally like, if there's dies, I'm going to use the dies. But sometimes some dies have a little too much white space around the image for my liking. And if I'm fussy cutting, I'm somebody who pretty much fussy cuts right up to the line or as close to the line as I can. And so it gives me the control to do that, which is nice. And then what I always like to do is after I'm done fussy cutting, if there is a little bit of white around, and there's a couple of spots, not too bad though. I just like to take a black marker, not one that's too thick that's going to run a lot, or you could also do a darker gray and just go around to help cover in any white that may be there and to help define those lines. So again, this is just something I like to do. You may not, and that is cool. All right, we are moving along. And then what's nice too is where it's thinner like this piece here and it's already stamped and it's black, it just looks natural. It just fills that right in. Okay. So I am going to quickly, I think my panel here is going to need just a small hit of some hot air. So I'm going to mute myself for just a second to go ahead and get some, apply some heat. I'll be right back. Okay, just needed a little bit there. Sapphire, yes, it does. It as you probably saw, as I was drying that, it does not go away. The gel that's part of the glaze just keeps it right in place, and even if you run your finger over it, that stays there. So it's really, really nice. Okay, we are almost done. I am going to get some glue on the back here to glue this down in place. As I'm doing this, I want to remind you again that Sean has a video since he couldn't be here tonight, and it will be debuting on his YouTube channel, Manly Made Minute, at 9:00. And if you scroll up towards the top of the chat, Penny had nicely provided a link to that earlier as we were getting started. So please don't forget, if you'd like to go ahead and support Sean and check out his video. I will be doing that once we're done here, because he has a really great card as well. So his card was fabulous. So definitely I will be going to view that. The last thing to do is to put some foam tape onto the back of our fussy cut cats, because I like to have it look like they're kind of looking over from the top of that card panel down at their friends below, wishing them all a Merry Christmas. Which is why I wanted to make sure that I fussy cut them out so that just sits nicely up there. And I'm just going to center it the best I can, trying to make sure it's a little bit even on each side. And set it in place. And there we have it. There is our finished card from tonight. Here's the sample from that I made a couple of weeks ago. Judging the other cats. You know that since they're cats, they are definitely judging. That's true. And they're smiling too. So the only difference is I used the reverse papers from the triangles I cut for my background. Used different cat stamps down here, just to mix it up a bit. And I colored the trees a little bit darker this time, but pretty much the same card. And it's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, and the sentiment is different this time. Positively merry and bright on tonight's, and Meowy Christmas on the other. So there are the cards. Thank you so much, Melissa. I am just going to fix my beard and come up to see everyone. There we go. So thank you so much for extending that mustache is not staying still. Oh, well. Thanks so much, Cordelia, and thanks everyone for joining. This was really a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed my Halloween goofiness, and really thank you for indulging me in this. I just thought it would be fun to kind of let my hair down and have a little Halloween fun with all of you. So thank you, Penny. Penny just shared a link to Sean's YouTube channel. That video is debuting in 5 minutes. So thank you so much for joining me this week. And Sean will be back next week. An important note about Men of Monroe. Next week, we're actually changing the schedule up a little bit. And we are moving to Thursday nights. And we'll be on at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. We're trying that out as a way to help fill in for Christopher's when he would do Thursday night videos. So next week we will be on Thursday at 7, you'll see some advertisements for that. And thanks again. Thank you all. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. And remember to go out there and create some happy little trees and spread some happiness. Good night, friends.